Hey guys, again. This is day 2 of our tour. We arrived in Petra last night, and now we're actually walking into the ancient city of Petra. So it's like we'll just, which is cliffs everywhere. So this is going to be one of the highlights of my trip. I really enjoy the history of this city. It's the old nebateans, ancient civilization. They used to live here. It was a massive trade route back in the day, and yeah, so I'm really excited to see what's in store for it. We've just walking through now the main entrance, and we go for a walk.
The city was carved into the rocks, and nowadays we call the city Wadi Musa, as I told you yesterday. Occupied thousands of years ago, a group of nomads, Arabs, Bedouins. Their name is nebateans. They came from Yemen to Jordan around 2,500 years ago. They came through Saudi Arabia, by the way. Some of them, they decided to stay in Saudi Arabia before they came to Petra. And that's why in Saudi Arabia, we've got carvings similar to the ones that we have here in Petra. They were made by the same people, but the size of the city over there is a very small size comparing to the size of Petra, which is 260 square kilometers. So they came through Saudi Arabia. Some of them, they decided to stay here. Came to Jordan through Wadi Rum, the place that we're visiting tomorrow. They lived in Wadi Rum for a while, then they decided to come over here. But when they decided to move from Wadi Rum to Petra, the majority did. Some of them, they decided to stay in Wadi Rum. So that's why we found ruins dated back to the Nabatean period in Wadi Rum. Came over here 2,500 years ago. Petra was wetter than what we have. It was raining heavily. So the first thing that Nabateans were practicing is agriculture. They used to plant wheat, olives, and the grapes. During the 3rd century BC, the Nabateans noticed that all of the merchants who were going back and forth between Egypt to the south, Syria to the north, they were coming through here. So Nabateans started to do what the people do nowadays. They started to provide the merchants with food, accommodation, security, and by practicing this business, they became very wealthy. And you know, when the person becomes wealthy, he will start looking for unnecessary things. And this is what the Nabateans did. They brought laborers from Africa, and they asked the laborers to carve memorials for their deeds. Of course, the Nabateans were the engineers, and the laborers, the Africans, were doing that for the Nabateans. So to make your life easy, friends, all of the carvings and the caves that you're gonna see from now on, they were made by the Nabateans using African laborers, not slaves, laborers, because they were paid for that. And they were all memorials. They were all memorials. Some of the carvings, they look like beautiful palaces, but actually they were all memorials because Nabateans were believing in life after death. So Nabateans were here making a lot of money, and Romans were in the north of Petra. They were in the north of Petra. So Romans wanted to take over the place. Tried to attack Petra many times. They couldn't make it by fighting because Petra is naturally protected since it's located between the mountains. And finally, Romans had peace agreement with the Nabateans by which they were allowed into Petra peacefully. They didn't kick the Nabateans out. Both Romans and Nabateans were living together in Petra, and that's why we don't have any pure Nabateans left, because there were intermarriages between Romans and Nabateans, so we don't have any pure Nabateans at all. When Christianity became very active during the 4th and the 5th and the 6th century AD, Christians who lived in Petra, they turned many carvings, which were memorials, into churches and monasteries. So the big hike that I told you about up to the monastery, I mean the carving itself was a temple, then it became a monastery during the Byzantine age. In the year 749 AD, Petra was badly affected by an earthquake. Then the trade route was shifted, so Petra was abandoned, was lost from maps, known as the Lost City. The Lost City was rediscovered in the year 1812, around 200 years ago. In 1985, Petra became World Heritage Site. In 2007, Petra became one of the new 7 wonders of the world. So you're visiting today one of the 7 wonders of the world. When people voted for the new 7 wonders, there were 120 places on the list. The first place that people voted for is the Great Wall of China, and the second place is Petra. I mean, simply we couldn't beat the Chinese. The population of China is more than 1 billion, so that's why Petra came as number 2. But believe me, all of those who visited both, they told me that Petra is amazing. It should be number 1 because when you do Petra, you enjoy both the history, the carvings, and the beautiful rock formation that we're gonna see while we are walking through. Right? Now we're gonna continue our walk.
Here's one of the first carvings you usually walk in. Apparently it was a tribute to one of the kings that were here. Yeah, pretty fucking cool. Yeah, this place is amazing. It's exactly what I expected to be here. Yeah, this is definitely one of my favourite spots so far. And I haven't even gotten into right in there yet. It's only just the start of the entrance, so I can't imagine what the rest of the day is going to be like. But of all places that I'm planning on visiting this trip, this is probably the one that I've researched the most. I've watched most documentaries on, and I know the most history on. It's just a really cool story how everything that they accomplished in this area back 2,000 years ago. So yeah, we'll keep on moving and see what else we can find. Oh, there you go, it's even like a cave just here. This is an old man-made cave just in the middle of the rock.
In a short while, we're going to walk through the main entrance to the city of Petra. So the nebateans decided to build a wall. You can see the remains of the wall over here. And they carved that water channel. That's a man-made thing. And they decided to do that to divert the water. And instead of going into the passageway, which was the main entrance, it was going around the mountain. And by creating the system, they were able to protect their people from flooding. This ancient system, which was made by the nebateans, saved around 5,000 people during Petra last November when Petra flooded. And if you want to see that, you can Google it and have a look at it, because it was just last November. And this ancient system protected all of the people who were visiting Petra in that day.
So here we are at the entrance of the Seek. It's basically where the entrance to the old city of Petra is. And they've got little water canals in here, which they used to put the travel the water in all the way down through the canals in the side of the cliff. And yeah, it's pretty fucking amazing. There's some guards here and everything. Yeah, I'm not paying for that. Yeah, it's pretty fucking amazing. So that's one of the dams they created and here to stop flooding. That's not the original one, that was recreated by the Jordan government to preserve it, but it's just shows the amount of thought that went into the nebateans to protect their their kingdom from getting flooded, basically. Yeah, it's like this tiniest little crack in the world. It's pretty cool. Alright, so we came up to what they call the Treasury right now. This narrow path, and then yeah, we'll just pop it through in a second. Wow. Holy shit, that's big. Wow, this shit's amazing. Look at it. Holy crap. There's so many people around. Alright, here I am at the Treasury. It's a bloody tall structure, bloody huge, and they've even got like underneath it, there's some tombs that they found about 10 years ago. They haven't finished excavating yet, but basically here it is, and that's just bloody amazing, isn't it? So big. So I've left the Treasury now, but we're still walking through. There's still a lot more to see. It's only the start of the day really here, so still got several hours to go. There's some nice carvings right here, just around the corner from the treasury.
And what made it unique would be the seats. You know, seats in other theaters were built by using limestone, but when you look at the seats over here, you're gonna see that they were carved into the mountains, and that's why this theater is a very unique theater. They did some mistakes in some books by telling it's a Roman theater. Actually, it's not a Roman theater. It's a nebatean theater, which was created by nebateans for religious celebrations.
Just gonna feed a camel. Like that? Alright, so just walked, I don't know, about 45 minutes or so, up 900 steps till I get to the monastery. And that's it there. So it was definitely hard going for sure. So I just cheer out for 10 minutes or so and get some photos of here. Hopefully that's the group to catch up. Yeah. Just want to touch it. Cool. So we're just walking to the top of the view now of the monastery. Show you the fucking view there. Look at that. It's amazing. Like right off the edge here. It's like certain death.
Wow.
Top of there and we're done. Yeah. There's even a shop up here. This is the best view of the monastery. Oh, that's fucking sick. So this one here was the main temple, as in where all the kings lived and were worshipped. And it actually let us go inside this one, so let's go inside and have a look.
Here you go.
It's literally just one big room, big empty room. Not much is left behind. Alright guys, that's it for this one. That's Petra. So hope you enjoyed it, learned something. Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. But yeah, we'll catch you next time, and thanks for watching.